Hello class. So this is going to be another video that is going to go over a little bit of the welcome slides for you guys. I kind of like to help you get started with Blackboard and to kind of just walk through a little bit of, my expectations and so on and so forth. So this right here is one of my other classes, Welcome to Intro to Design Applications. If this is my graphic design class watching this, it's the same welcome, video. So I just wanted to kind of just go over it once, save time. Again, it talks about getting started, welcoming you guys, and then, we're going to go over the class process and expectations. So you're just going to kind of go through, it talks about the Blackboard, since we are going to be online solely again this semester. It's going to be pretty much heavily weighed on working in Blackboard. So I just talk about, the expectations of the class folder, the assignments that are going to be given to you each week, and how to go through them, how to navigate through them. And here would be the setup, that you'll be able to see. You're going to see it in, firsthand as well. But I really try to give you kind of like, each area is broken down into a certain thing for you to be able to kind of go over, and everything is connected with itself. So the first one here is about the schedule, and that talks about what you're going to be expecting for this week's time that you're going to be doing your work. Kind of gives you the rundown of everything. Then the next one, if you go the next one inside the folder of that class week, will be the lecture. Go through the lectures. I tell the students every week, I told them, go through those lectures because they are going to help you with doing the class assignments, doing the labs, understanding what you're doing. So please go through them. They're really, really beneficial for you. And they're also going to help you with your terminology and understanding of design and application usage, depending on what class you're in, so on and so forth. So really go through the lecture. Then there's going to be the class assignments and or the class labs. These are going to be kind of like they act as if you were going in person to my classes. This would be what you would do while you're in class. So this is that part of it, and it's also provided within the folder. I showed it highlighted for you, and then you're going to be going over, whatever it is. If it's a lab, you go through the lab step by step, or if it's assignment, you're going to read up and see what you need to be doing, so on and so forth. All of this stuff is going to be submitted into Blackboard. Okay. So then the last one is talking about the actual class homework. I love outlining. You'll see that. So when I go into, the homework part of the whole folder here, you're going to see everything outlined that you need to provide for me for the following week. So everything will really kind of be laid out for you. Just make sure you go over it. Just make sure you go over the project scope. That's what this is. And understand what you need to be doing for that week's time with the project. All projects are broken into steps. As you can see here, it says step 3 or part 3. It says here, but it's steps. So everything is going to be broken down into an outline form. That's going to really help out. Also, with the homework, it includes a student strategy form. This form, you need to, talk about your thoughts, talk about terminology that you have seen in the lectures. It asks you questions. It helps you through the process. It helps you think. And that's part of being a designer, whether it is that you're just doing the application stuff or, the design application class, or you're full blown into my graphic design class. You need to have this thought process going through your creative thinking, getting into your project, getting into the steps and the assignments. It all helps So that's the reason why I do this with you guys, having the student strategy. And then it shows you how to submit your work. So pretty much you'll see these like little icons. You'll see them better too, when when you're watching this video, that there's going to be an icon that's just like a plain piece of paper, and then there's going to be another icon that I have highlighted here that has like little lines in them. That's the one that is saying, okay, this is where you can submit the work. So you're going to be clicking on that link per se with that icon that you see the little lines in the paper. And then it brings you into this screen, which this is where you would submit all your work in. Okay, so normally it's going to be an assignment that you're going to be submitted and or lab that you're going to be submitting, as well as whatever step that you're in your project, you're going to submit whatever I'm asking you to do. So there's going to be a couple things that you're going to be submitting, for each week's time. So this is just to give you kind of like what you're doing here. And then this is a homework submission tip. You can only kind of do it once. That's the beauty of Blackboard, I guess. So make sure that you read over everything. Make sure you have everything in there before you press submit. Don't just do it real quick and then press it. And you're like, oh, crap, I just, forgot a couple things. So make sure you know what you have before you press submit. And then I critique your work. I just kind of went quickly there. So then I critique your work after you've submitted the stuff to me, after you've submitted your assignments and homework for that week's time. And I'm looking for so much stuff. I'm looking for terminology. I'm looking for, if you're learning from your labs, the techniques that you're learning from the labs and the lectures. All these things, I can tell how much you're putting the effort in. So try to put in a little bit of that effort, and I will make sure to critique your work, send you information, send you comments, and then you have the ability, whatever the the step process that we're in with your project, to help change it, to help refine it, to help make it look a little better for the following week. So you have that ability to be able to do that, but put in the effort and make sure that you're, submitting some great stuff first, and then we'll go into, critiquing then after. Last but not least, ask questions. I'm available on my email. If you need to set up a WebEx meeting, as well, you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. And also, I'm thinking I might be doing this. I might not. It depends on if people want to or not. But there's also a forum class discussion section that I can open up, and I can kind of open up questions to the whole class. So we can do that as well. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. It wasn't really that popular the last 2 semesters. So I might exit. I don't know yet. Class materials. You'll need to have various class materials. I know this is like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Drawing? Well, part of the process is going to be sketching and iteration. It's going to be helping your juices flow, help your creativity flow, and you're going to need to be able to do some sketching. You don't have to be Picasso's, but you do need to do some sketchings and stuff to kind of get the process going with your projects. Pencils, colored pencils, paper, all really handy. You can just get them at, any kind of supply store. I do have the class materials paper also within the folder that you can look through and see all the information that you need for that. Which leads me into the design applications usage. So this is where it's available for you to go to the Mac Lab. You could still go there, even though we're online. There may be a process. I was just asking and seeing if there is still an appointment process. So stand by with that, but I'm believing it still is the case for this year. So you will be able to go to the Mac Lab and be able to do your work there. or if you want to set it up, you know, in the comfort of your own home, on your own computer, you have to download the design applications and you can get a student discount with that. And that is the link to be able to do so. If you have and run into any problems, you can always go through SNUN Tech Support. This is the information and the phone number, and you know, this is the portal that you can get into to be able to do so. I have the link here. They're great. I have heard nothing but great things about how efficient and quick they are and how they help out. So if you ever run into any tech support problems at all, just go ahead and give them a shout. And that's pretty much it. The last part here is talking about how we're officially starting Thursday, August 26th. Every class after that will be running on every Wednesday. So you'll have, you know, every Wednesday where I'm going to submit what the following week is going to be about. You need to submit your work, kind of a thing, on that Wednesday cycle. So that's kind of how that's going to play out for the next 15 weeks. And that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get started.